My name is Tim Morrow, and I'm the CEO and Executive Director of San Antonio Zoo and the Will Smith Zoo School. My education was public school through high school, and then I grew up in San Antonio as a small child, and then Dallas and through my teens, moved back to San Antonio to go to college. So at the same time, I started working at theme parks. So I started at Fiesta, Texas when it opened in 1992, and I was going to school at the same time. Really fell in love with that industry. In about 1996, 97, I moved to SeaWorld and switched my major when I get to UTSA from criminal justice to sociology. And then never really thought it would be my career. I just kind of fell in love with what I was doing and stayed there, and I was at SeaWorld for 19 years. And in 2014, a search firm contacted me about the position at the San Antonio Zoo. You know, I came to this zoo as a child. I came here with my children, so I've been the demo more than once. And I thought I could really make a big impact here on this zoo, which would make a big impact on San Antonio and the world with what we're doing in conservation here. I think a couple reasons drew me to come to the position at the zoo. One is the love I found at SeaWorld for animal conservation and animal care. I wasn't in those departments, but towards the last part of my career at SeaWorld, I was really involved in designing animal habitats and that conservation programming that we were doing there. And then the zoo, I came here as a child, so this is part of what I've grown up with and part of what my children have grown up with. So I think those two things combined, I felt was a good match for me to come here and take all I had learned from my previous experiences to really take our zoo into the next 100 years. This zoo stands out among other zoos. I've been at the zoo for 3 years now, a little over 3 years, and I've probably visited 30 zoos across the country. And no zoo that I've been to has the charm that the San Antonio Zoo has. You know, we have these beautiful limestone rock walls that really say San Antonio, and a lot of that rock came out of our quarry, which is our zoo. We have the Riverwalk flowing through us and these beautiful trees, so you don't see that at a lot of zoos in the country. And then it feels very intimate. We have a lot of small pathways that guests can kind of explore throughout their day, and not the big wide boulevards that you're used to seeing at theme parks or some of the bigger zoos in the country. So in the last couple of years, the zoo has received a lot of awards and recognition, both locally and nationally. A national magazine named us top 10 zoo for kids in the United States. Locally, a magazine last year rated us the #1 attraction for families to visit. And then on the conservation side, which is really important to us, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums last year recognized our zoo for its work. Also, our education department was awarded the Champion Award by the Texas Children in Nature Association or Network, and that was really important to us too, because conservation and education are really the cornerstone of everything we're doing here. For 2018, our big initiative is our Will Smith Zoo School opened just last week, a couple weeks ago, for our children. So our preschoolers are in that campus now. It's 118 kids going to that school. In 2 years, it will be up to 220 kids, which will make that the largest nature-based preschool in the country. So really our focus on education is with our zoo school. Here at the zoo, we're constantly working to upgrade habitats. Some of the things we're doing is expansion of our hospital, including a new surgical suite, a lab, and a pharmacy. And in the zoo, we're working on things like an overhead jaguar catwalk, and then just constant refreshing of the zoo with new things at Zoo Lights, new things at Zubu, and new events for people to come visit. Will Smith Zoo School started 14 years ago with 4 children, and now we are at 118 kids, soon to be at 220, which will make us the largest in the country. But it's really about kids learning to learn outdoors through nature. So our kids at our preschool, ages 3 to 5, learn outside. It's 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in classes together, so kind of Montessori inspired. And the kids are learning how to learn and leading the teaching almost, and the teachers are kind of just facilitating it as it moves. So our kids are outside at least half of the day. They're getting muddy, they're getting dirty, they're playing in sand, they're climbing trees, they go outside in the rain. So our kids are outside all the time, and they're learning how to learn outside. Like many of us as kids played outdoors, and mom would tell us, come home when the streetlights come on. Kids today don't get that. They're in front of a screen up to 7 hours a day, and outside with unstructured play less than 7 minutes a day. So it's really important for us to connect these kids back to nature, teach them resiliency, teach them compassion, and then hopefully they grow up to be future conservationists. Come out and see all the amazing things we're doing and fall in love all over again with San Antonio Zoo.